Harrisburg. It's Tuesday afternoon.
Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's try this again. Madam Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, let me ask you a question. Who here has ever directed a live TV show that went out to millions of people? Hello? All right, let me rephrase the question. How many of you think that you could direct a TV show that goes out live to millions of people? Well, we've got a couple of hands. That's good. Because that was my unlucky fate on one warm Tuesday afternoon in Harrisburg. It was actually a Halloween that day, and what a scary costume I had on. A Hollywood director of a live TV show. It all took place in the Harrisburg Capitol Rotunda. Who's been to the Harrisburg Capitol Rotunda? Lots of people. Beautiful place. Sweeping marble staircases, alcoves with statuary in it, and this giant gilded dome high overhead with the most tremendous echo. The best that your taxpayer money can possibly buy. And it looks it too. I was there that day ostensibly for a political rally. It was called the Hidden Voices Rally. It was for third-party and independent candidates who were not able to get on the Pennsylvania ballot that year. The reason why they couldn't get on the ballot is because Pennsylvania has the worst ballot access laws in the nation. Let me tell you how bad it is. If somebody wants to run for statewide office, a Republican or Democrat, they have to collect 2,000 signatures to get on the ballot. But if you're a third-party candidate or an independent candidate, there's a complex formula which determines the number of signatures, and it varies from year to year. That year, it was 67,000 signatures versus 2,000 for the Democrats and Republicans. Even though the Pennsylvania Constitution says all elections shall be free and equal. Apparently some people are more equal than others. Let me put that in perspective for you. Let's say that these two fingers are 2,000 signatures. 67,000 signatures would stretch up halfway through the next floor. Drives home the idea. That's why we were there. Because these candidates could not muster the moxie to get up to that huge, incredible level of signatures. So what we do is we bring them out, and we're going to give them a couple minutes to give a speech. The faithful come out to hear the speeches. Hopefully we get a little bit of press, maybe coverage in the Sunday paper or something like that. At least that's the idea. Well, I walk into the Harrisburg Rotunda. I'm about 20 minutes early, which turns out was a good thing because when I walked in and stopped looking up, my eyes come down and there's a camera crew. Not just any camera crew, it's Pennsylvania Cable Network that goes out to 3 million homes. Looking around, not only are there cameras, there's a bunch of panic-stricken people looking at the cameras thinking, oh no. Me, I saunter over to the cameraman and I say, what's the deal? He looks at me and says, oh, we're here to cover the Hidden Voices rally. We're going to cover it live and broadcast it to the state. Live. He says, yeah. How long is it going to be? As long as you guys are here. And I walk away thinking, some of these people are independents, some third-party people. They're not the most professional people in the world. I'm thinking, are they going to embarrass themselves? Isn't there somebody who could? So I put on my metaphorical Toastmasters hat, and I looked at my watch. I have 18 minutes. I can do this. I go over to the first candidate. I need from you a bio. I need your name, the office you're running for, how many signatures you need to collect, your main points that you're running on, and a good soundbite. You've got 5 minutes. I want from you. And I went down to each one. And I stood there and looked at my watch. 13 minutes. I've got my Toastmasters stuff in the car. I run out to the car to go get my paddles. I'm thinking ahead here. As I'm running out, I'm thinking, I've got to come up with an opening speech. I'm going to stand there and introduce all these guys. Fortunately, a year or two earlier, I had done a speech at the Libertarian Toastmasters Club about fair ballot access. I didn't remember the whole speech, but I remembered enough of it. So as I'm running out to the car, I'm reviewing it in my head. I get to the car, I grab the paddles, and I say, I need a prompt, I need a prompt. I found one. Hold that, I'll come back to the prompt. Grab the paddle, run back in, 8 minutes to go. I'm cool. I go back to the candidate. Give me your bio. Oh, first of all, I went over to young lady in the audience and said, these are paddles. You hold up this one at 8 minutes, this one at 9 minutes, this one at 10 minutes. Because we had 6 candidates, 10 minutes each. That's an hour and a half an hour for Q&A. That's what I figured. So I instructed her. Then I went to the candidates and said, you've got 10 minutes. The timer's going to show the paddles. We know the routine. We're Toastmasters, right? Some of the candidates looked at me and said, 10 minutes? I can't talk for 10 minutes. Other candidates said, 10 minutes? I can't crush it down to 10 minutes. Doesn't matter. Just do it. Just do it. I got them all briefed. And I thought, 3 minutes. I'm still good. 3 minutes. I need to set the stage. Now the lectern was in the middle, with sweeping steps right behind it, and the cameras were situated around the room. So I said, all candidates, come up here. I want you to stand yourself on the steps. 3 of you on the first round of steps, 3 of you on the next set of steps behind that, so they're right behind the podium. Well, that did a couple of things. First of all, it gave a nice backdrop for the cameras, taking a picture of the person at the podium, but it also made it real fast and easy when it was their turn to come up. They were right there. So there it was. I looked, we got 1 minute to go. And I had more to do. I said, that's okay. I can handle this. Go over to the camera. I said, you ready? She said, on the side. I stepped over to the side. You know this part of the speech, right? You already heard this. Because it was the Hidden Voices rally. And I stood there and I opened up saying, these are the voices who have been barred from the Pennsylvania ballot because the Democrats and the Republicans were afraid of the competition. Today, we're not going to gag them. We're going to hear their opinions. We're going to hear their voices. And then I went into my speech about how awful Pennsylvania's ballot access laws are. You already heard that part too. Then I introduce the first guy. He comes up. He starts speaking. Me, I take off into the audience and I sit down and I say, 2 questions. Come up with 2 questions. I don't care what they are. 2 questions. Come up with 2 questions. 2 questions. Each one, I went one after the other. When he was finished, came back up, shook his hand, introduced the next one. 2 questions, come up with 2 questions. By the time we got through the entire group of candidates, I had talked to everybody in the audience. So after they were done speaking, I said to the audience, are there any questions for the candidates? Every hand in the room went up. The camera pans across all these hands, and I'm just smiling. And they were right there behind me. They'd come down, they answer the question, and go back. And then at the end, I do the closing. I took the most poignant pieces of the speech that I had given before and closed with them. Now, who has done the Communicating on Television manual? You know what I mean then. This was the time to bring all of those pieces of trivia, pieces of wisdom to bear. Close gestures, because the camera is likely close to you. No flailing about, because you look like a wild man. And when you come to the most important part, you stare directly into that camera, and you say, in a land that's known for freedom, how can such a thing be fair? Because when you look into that camera, you're looking directly into the eyes of the people in the home audience. With that, I concluded the program to rousing applause, the candidates' applause, and I was happy. My job was done. Why are we Toastmasters? Some of us are here to learn public speaking skills. Some of us are here to learn leadership skills. But I put it to you, you learn things here at Toastmasters that you don't know that you know. Let me ask another question again that I asked at the beginning. How many of you think that you could direct a live TV show to an audience of millions? Of course you can. Man contest here.